Hello, thank you for joining me again at YO Universe. Mike here, doing another pick a card reading. Today's pick a card reading is going to be on pretty much around why do people hate on me? And in this reading, we're going to just allow Spirit to just expound a little bit on, what is it that causes people to respond in certain ways to us, even when it's not initiated by our own behaviors. A lot of the time it's because people have their own insecurities, people have their own shortcomings, and if they see you prowess in that area, they're going to try to take it down as much as possible. So it's very important that you protect your energy, number one. And the number one way to protect your energy is simple. Cut them people off. You can do banishing spells, you can do, what cord cutting, but the number one foundational way to remove a certain energy from your life is to just cut it off. It reminds me of like in ancient texts, whenever a deity told a chosen person, once they choose them, they tell them to move away somewhere else, away from their family. And a lot of that is because that influence has to be removed. Because the identity that spirit has for us sometimes don't look like the family. Sometimes it don't look like the community you came from. Sometimes it don't look like the people you used to hang with. So spirit has to remove any influence that will come in that's going to perpetuate the constant triggers, the constant pain, the constant behaviors that you don't even want no more. The number way to get rid of them is to cut it off. So, we can go into depth about, letting go of this person. New Year's resolution, I'm going to let this, be away from this person. I'm not going to let this happen. I'm not going to let... The number way is simple. The number one way is simple. You just have to cut them off. Separate yourself. And then in that separation, you create boundaries. So what I'm going to do is, Spirit keeps telling me do 4 piles. I'm going to just be obedient, do what Spirit is telling me to do. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling cards for each pile. I wanted you guys to see the shuffle pretty much. I'm also working on new cards. So if anyone wants to donate, that would be great. I'm still working on this pile number 2. I'm still working on my collection of cards. Pile number 3 and pile number 4. So let's go ahead and pull an oracle card. For each pile. Keep going. If that is the card, it will come out again. So let's go ahead and pile 1. Let's mix and match. And I'm going to go ahead and pull some more oracle cards. These are a love deck that I have. So again, you can do as much stuff you want to try to disconnect your energy from somebody or something, but the number one way is just to move away from it. That's the hard part. That's what we have a hard time doing. And I'm going to pull one more oracle card with my astrology deck for each pile. That's pile number 1. Yo, my shuffle be bad sometimes, but I ain't worried. Let me go ahead and shuffle these up a little bit. Again, why do people hate on me? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started with pile number 1. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4. All right. So whatever pile you feel Spirit is leading you to, you feel God is leading you to, whatever pile is resonating with you, that it is your pile. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and get started with pile number 1. We're going to move pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4 to the side. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit beings of love and light. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Vishnu. Thank you, Shiva. Spirit guides of love and light. Pile number 1. Why people hate on you. So for this pile number 1, I'm sensing something that have to do with your beauty. Like, I am all about inner beauty. I'm all about, seeing the beauty in everybody and everything. That's who I am. Everybody know that's what I do. That's who I am. But there is sometimes people who are blessed with this intriguing aspect about them that is so profound and so beautiful. And, some people have very beautiful skin. Some people, and this does not have to do with it being like, and I'm not trying to body shame anyone. And this is why I want to make this very clear, that what I'm feeling is not really so much like, it's okay. So I have to say what I'm seeing. Some people do have beautiful skin, right? And some people have nice bodies. And that's okay, and it's not saying, I'm not saying what type of body is nice. I'm not saying big or thin, or, I might say a little bit thick based off of this, this reading, but I'm sensing they're jealous of your beauty. They're jealous of the natural beauty that exudes out of you. And Spirit just wants to affirm that in you, that it's okay. Because sometimes people, like, some people might not even be some people might not even be ugly just to mess with you, right? Just to pick with you. It can just be that they're beautiful themselves, but if they feel like they're not, they're going to attack your beauty because it intimidates them. And I'm also sensing something with the work that you do, pile number 1. I'm sensing that people hate on you because of the work that you do. Like, they did not invest into their career. They did not invest into the things that they wanted to do and how they wanted to do it in life. So now when they see someone else do it despite the odds, when they see someone else pretty much become what they wanted and follow their dreams, they start becoming jealous about that. Jealousy is crueler than a grave. And instead of people supporting and loving you and being around you, because being where you are is not easy. You can trip and fall at any time and just fall from the situation or from grace. But people don't see how you're constantly maintaining yourself so that you can maintain the position that you're in, because you make it look so easy. But they don't know how many times you have to check yourself. You have to look in the mirror. How many times you had to bite your tongue. But they don't worry. They don't see that. They just see the product on that. When you're done reflecting, you come out better. That when you're done looking at yourself in the mirror, you come out with a more beautiful, because when you look at yourself in the mirror, just like when you're going to put makeup on, you got to kind of like look at the blemishes or look at what you're trying to cover up. Right. And then you start working on that area, whether it's like skincare or you're going to start scrubbing, like things like that. When you look at yourself in the mirror in a reflective way, you see those things, and then you not cover them up, but you work on those areas. And when you come out of the mirror, you look so much better than what you did when you first went in. And people are trying to figure out, how the hell did you do it? You accomplish what they've been trying to do. You accomplish what they've been trying to do in religion. You accomplish what they've been trying to do in organizations. You accomplish all of that within yourself. And they don't know how to take that. Pile number one. So I affirm you, pile number one. You are okay. You're strong. Like, don't allow people's negative attitudes and situations to be on you at all. Because none of that belongs to you. That's their own insecurity and their own pains. Okay, pile number one. So we're going to go ahead and flip the cards. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this around. Even though it was... Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. Spirit, something to leave that there. All right, pile number one. We're going to go ahead and pull some more cards. It's hard for me to shuffle over underneath the camera, but I'm going to make it happen. All right, I'm going to take these. Okay, let's get one for each card. Okay. All right. So pile number one. There is a decision that you have to make. And in this decision, Spirit is just asking you to put yourself first. Because when you put yourself first, you will never end up last. You have to question yourself if you are showing up in places and not coming up first. Can it be that you're not putting yourself first? People can only reflect back to you what you are. If you give don't mess with me type of vibes, these people going not mess with you. If you give inviting, loving, supportive vibes, people will be drawn back to you, is what I'm sensing. Okay. All right. Let's see. There is, with the Three of Wands and the Eight of Swords, there is a certain amount of freedom that you need. And in order to tap into that freedom, you're going to have to take the steps that you need to take to liberate yourself from the narrative that people made for your life. You're not bad. You're not evil. People think that because you're not of them. So the world culture, Western civilization, Christianity, religion in many forms has taught us that if it's repulsive to us or opposite to our being, that it is the devil. That's not necessarily true. Your light shines so bright. Like, I'm seeing the devil card in reverse because there's like no one can find evil in you. And your light shines so bright that people can't even talk about you anymore. They don't know what to say or what to do. But Spirit is bringing you a peace of mind so that you can focus on some of the things that you're trying to get done. And the only way to get those things done is that you have to disengage, even if it hurts. Pile number one. Self-love is the number one vibration that keeps people away that don't love themselves. Because when they don't love themselves, they will begin to spew that negativity on others. But if you love yourself, you will protect yourself from those energies. Spirit is asking you to remove those energies. And a lot of the times it's because they're not serving us anymore. Keep everything you're doing in motion. Don't allow what they say and do to distract you. Okay, pile number one. All right. Thank you, pile number one. So we're going to go ahead and jump into pile number two. Pile number two, I'm sensing you don't even care. Listen, people say, people do, I don't care, I don't got time for it. It's because, like, you know where spirit brought you from. That you come from a place where you had to, like, it's like you found peace despite where you came from, because in your past you had to learn how to fight with your words. But spirit brought you out of that, which kind of hardened your exterior. So now when people got shit to say, you're not really concerned about that anymore. And that is what people are hating on. That you know how to hear the bull crap and keep on moving. It don't faze you, because you understand that those words mean nothing, and I've been called worse by better. Pile number two, keep walking in that confidence. Keep your head up high. Don't let no one try to block it. Spirit is removing the haters out of your world. You won't have to deal with them anymore. They have their purpose, and that purpose is served. Keep your eyes on the prize. And don't be dismayed by what other people say or do when that final cut is made. They didn't make the cut. They ain't do the work they needed to do. So because they didn't do the work, spirit has to remove it. I don't think pile number two, you're understanding fully of what spirit is trying to show you. People will come and go, but you have to allow yourself to get into a place where you're not moved by the revolving doors. That's not going to end. People will continue to come and go. Don't keep wishing for someone to come in and stay when you don't know how to handle the leaving. God is giving you new eyes to see and ears to hear. And the only way for you to understand the messages that Spirit is trying to give you is being in a place where others are not talking to you. When others are not talking to you and they turn their back, it's because God has declared them to leave the room, to remove the doubters. You have to clear the room, pile number 2. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Sometimes spirit will let me be quiet so the environment can speak for them, because I don't just allow them to use me. They use everything around me. And the sounds that you hear are all part of it. Like I just heard an airplane. You have to get in a place where you take off and be okay with it. If you didn't catch the message, Spirit is inviting you into more, into better. But sometimes that taking off is an easy pile number 2. You know what Spirit is asking of you. But you cannot continue to allow the voices of others that are contrary, or voices at all that are contrary to what Spirit is saying to you, to continue to penetrate into the heart of the matter. You know what you were sensing and what you heard and what you felt. And now Spirit is asking you to make a choice. Pile number 2. Okay. So let's go ahead and flip the cards. But before I do that, there's more I'm sensing Spirit wants to channel is pile number 2. I'm sensing there could have been a lot of traumas. And Spirit is asking you to deal with what they are. Okay? Let's go ahead and flip the cards. We got the full card. So let's go ahead and pull some more cards with it. Pluto in reverse. Pluto in reverse. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. The Fool in reverse. And the Knight card in reverse. All about decisions. And that's crazy because I was really feeling like this card is like you have to make that decision. So we're going to come back to that. And the Magician card with the worth waiting for is just saying, like, while you're waiting, start manifesting, start creating, start making. You don't have to focus on, what others are doing. Just focus on yourself and what you need to do. With pile number 2, you have to make this decision of your transformation. Are you going to transform? Pluto card, which is all about, at the bottom it says transform. Are you going to transform, or are you going to allow yourself to go through a chrysalis? Are you going to stay there? Because the butterfly has to wait, because Spirit is saying something about a spider and how spiders will weave their web based off of the type of spider it is. And not everybody's going to vibe off the type of web that you weave. That's your own thing. But there is people who enjoy what you do. Like this card, the worth waiting for, they're literally just watching, just waiting for you to see what you're going to create. There are people who's waiting for you to create, who will love the work that you're doing. Okay. Initiate that start with the Fool card. But it got to start in your mind. It has to be an executive decision that you make in your own mind about this new start that you're going to make. With the King of Swords in reverse, it's all about King of Swords upright is all about intellect. It's all about mental strength, mental power, and it being in reverse, showing that not really being too secure in what you're trying to do and how you're trying to do it. Showing with the Fool card in reverse, I'm not sure if I should initiate this or how you should initiate, but Spirit is inviting you to just do it. But you got to be okay with the conflict that comes with it. And Spirit is going to fight your battles in the conflict. Because it's through the conflict that you're going to learn and grow. Okay? Pile number 2. Thank you, pile number 2, for hanging out for me, YOU Universe. I hope this encourages you. I hope this gave you what you need. Let's go ahead into pile number 3. Pile number 3. Why people hate on you? Listen. So a mouse keep coming to mind, but a mouse usually represents like meekness and being able to get into small places, get into big places through small opportunities. And people hate on you because they're trying to figure out how you got into the big room. You got into the big room because you went through a small hole. Not everybody's willing to go through that small, narrow hole. Why? Because people pack too much with them, or they're too fat on their own ego. Excuse me. Again, they're too big on their own ego. Let me change that. They're too caught up on their own thing that they don't even know how to let go of some stuff or sacrifice to make it through the small opportunities to get you into a bigger space. People are jealous of your celebrity type of stuff. I'm sensing this, pile, you are a celebrity. And you can be an influencer or a socialite, somebody that's known, but I'm sensing celebrity all over this pile number 3. And spirit is telling you that with that comes a lot of responsibility. And people who don't know how to handle the small things will never be able to handle the big things. So spirit is asking you to worry about the small things so that you can be able to create and build on the big things. And know how to maintain and keep them the right way. But in the meantime, pile number 3, spirit is inviting you to do some reflective work. And in that reflection, you're going to be able to see why people hate on you, because you'll be able to see who you are. A lot of people are jealous of the resources that you have, your elevation, your growth, your buildup. But until they learn how to give that to themselves, they will continue to hate off the people who don't have it. This stuff don't come easy. Many nights you probably had to cry. Many people you had to turn away. But spirit is inviting you to learn a little bit more about you and your heart and what your desires are and what is it that you really, really want out of life. Because it is that potential that you have that people are intimidated of. Okay? Pile number 3. I feel like I need to affirm you and let you know that spirit sees the tears you cry that are visible and invisible. And when those tears that you cry are invisible, spirit still catches those tears. No more shame, no more guilt, and no more pain. Your emotions are all over the place because you're elevating. And your system is going through a rewiring. You're going to understand what this season was supposed to bring and teach you. You just have to wait a moment so that spirit can bring the total healing that you need. There's something about waiting. It's just like when you're at a restaurant and you order your food and you're waiting. It's in that waiting that you get to talk with the people that are with you, get to know them more, get to interact and enjoy. While you're waiting, just interact. While you're waiting for that thing you've been building and manifested, just interact. Talk to people. You'll be surprised with the networking that would occur. Because it's in an interaction that you get what you need. If I sit at the table and I just wait for the food and I wait for the food and I'm obsessed about the food and I'm hungry, bring my food, I'll never get to engage with the person that's sitting with me and enjoy the moment. Pile number 3, enjoy where you are. You've made so many strides and people are jealous of your strides that you made. You've been walking in spiked boots, and people don't understand that. And what spiked boots can represent is you are protecting your energy. You are getting a grasp on life. You understand that you can't allow people in. Protect yourself. Pile number 3. You are on the verge of a breakthrough. And in that breakthrough, you will begin to see everything that you need to see. Nothing will be unturned or revealed or not revealed. You will become to a better understanding of your landscape of your heart, your mind, and your soul. And in that gathering of information, you will begin to see why people had to leave and why they walked away. Not everybody's for everybody. Pile number 3. You are called to sanctity. What does that mean? Sanctity has nothing to do with morals or behavior. It has to do with being chosen. Good God. Spirit wants to take their time with this because you have to come to this realization of the angelic presence that is in your world. And that angelic presence will manifest itself through people, through kindness and gifts. There's people who like to give like time bombs and packages. And what I mean by that is people like to pretend that they're giving you something good, but really it's just something to destroy you. But Spirit has protected you from that. Yeah. What they tried to do didn't work. It's like the Trojan horse. They pretended to give. In the story of the Trojan horse, they pretended to give. The Trojans pretended, if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments, but the Trojans decided to give their enemy country a gift. And the gift was a big wooden horse. And when the horse came inside the gates, at night, there was men inside the horse and they came out. What is trying to take you over that is not in your likeness? Be careful of the people who say they come in peace and they don't. You'll know. They'll say something or do something that offends you. And yes, sometimes people do that, but no, if they care, it won't be on a big level. We have too much baggage in our life for us to allow other people to end it or to handle it. Don't tell everybody your problems, because people will talk about it. Newness is coming, pile number 3. But in that newness will be so much joy. Just handle what you need to handle. God is with you. Pile number 3. So let's go ahead and flip the cards. Why do people hate on you? Pile number 3. Mm-hmm. People are hating because you have the ability to set the captives free. And that is not a gift that everybody have. Because some people will use it to their own benefit. Like we have in history dictators who had a lot of power. They was trying to set their people free, but while they were setting their people free, they was bounding up others. But you just want everybody, not everybody, there's a specific population that you're called to or community. But Spirit is proud of your growth, shapeshifter, separation card, that you know how to grow, that you know how to build. And they're proud of you. Spend a little bit more time by yourself though, pile number 3. Because it's in that you're going to be able to see a little bit more of who you are. You got to go deeper. This is why the water card is in reverse, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces energy. Spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. You need to go deeper. Okay, pile number 3. And when you go deeper, you're going to be able to see a little bit more of why people hate. It's your compassion, it's your emotions, it's your intuition, it's your spirituality that people are jealous of. Sanctity, the Virgin card. Maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. Okay. Thank you, pile number 3. I appreciate you. I love you. Stay encouraged. Be blessed. Also, check out my other videos. And if another pile resonates with you, please connect with that pile as well. Now we have pile number 4. Pile number 4. Hey, yo. People gonna make promises all the time, but they don't mean they could come to pass because people don't see, like a promise, you gotta put work behind that. Sometimes people don't want to put work behind the promise. I promise you I'm gonna do this, they don't do it, they didn't put the work. It's like faith without works is dead. If you telling me you have hope and you have faith in this connection, but you're not doing the work, we have a problem. Pile number 4, if they ain't doing the work, you gotta. Because people will waste your time just to get what they want, but never really do the change that they need to make. Because people can be so egotistical that they're not really worried about or fancy themselves or care about people or anyone else. Be careful of the egotistical people who put their own crowns on their head. A king never puts his own crown on his head. It is crowned by someone else. Let me tell you something. Yeah, we gotta stand and be our own and stand our own power. That's not what I'm saying about the crown. But there's a certain level of humility that we ought to have in life. There are many crowns that we wear throughout life. Whew. And what I mean by the crowns is that standing in your power, your identity, your knowing, your reassurance. And sometimes people will put their own crown on their head and not even be ready for the weight of it. I am asking you, pile number 4, to take some time out to reflect and think about it. You need some time alone. Pile number 4. And the only way for you to get that is just still away. Pile number 4. Some people are just crooked. They're going to do and say things to you just to bother you and hurt you. But Spirit is protecting you from the words of others. There's a saying that says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and any tongue that rises up against you in condemnation shall be condemned. You are already protected from evil and the evil eye. Haters. But power number 4, you will overcome them. And you will overcome it. Sometimes it's not even personal. They're just the extras in our life to fill up the space. But power is given to you over serpents and snakes and scorpions. What does that mean? You have power over them. People who backbite you, forked tongues. Whew. Scorpions attack you. The reason why their stinger is in their tails, in the back, because they'll attack you from the back when you least suspect it. Watch out for that. And this is not against any Scorpios. I love Scorpios. I actually have my shadow, my astrology shadow in Scorpio, which is astrology shadow is just the opposite of your birth chart. If your birth chart was done backwards, how would it look? And so I have a lot of Scorpio energy. I have my parts of fortune Scorpio. So watch out for scorpionic people. Or scorpionic things, rather. Okay, pile number 4. Set your intentions right. Don't focus more on what you lost, but focus on the wins. Okay, pile number 4. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Individuality, which is house 1, self-image and approach to life. What are you not showing the world that Spirit is asking you to show the world? There's something you need to make. There's something that you need to create that Spirit is telling you to do, but you're having a hard time with the blockages is what I'm sensing. Sometimes the blockages can be people. Let's clarify. Yeah, it's that the Fool card just came out. It's that new beginning. That freedom of being who you are. You have to be free. You have to be who you are. Okay? And then what are these red flags? Pay attention to the red flags. What is that? Five of Swords. Five of Swords is all about the end of a conflict, the beginning of a resolution. Create resolutions out of that. And we got the Ace of Wands with the Five of Wands, all these fives. I mean the Ace of Cups with the Five of Wands. So with the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands, both representing resolution. Don't even contend with what you see. Nope. Don't contend with the red flags. You just keep on doing what you're doing. You keep on moving. Okay? Let's get one more card, and then we'll be done with power number 4. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for tuning into YOU Universe. I appreciate you guys. I hope these readings encourage you, build you up. I'm also doing personal readings, so if you need a personal reading, please let me know. Don't give in no more to people who don't believe in your dreams. Not anymore. Okay, power number 4. I love you. Stay encouraged. Be blessed. And view my other videos as well.